Call me lame and I say
It's your girl, it's your girl. Ooh, it's your girl, it's your girl. I know y'all been waiting to see me. It's been a long time. Ain't seen me in a minute. Your girl been super busy, and I hate to hold you out there like that, but I gotta take care of business before I be jumping on the podcast for y'all. But we're back with another episode of We Ain't Got It Yet, and today I got a special guest for y'all. Today we're gonna be talking about something that I know been on y'all mind, and I really want to get into it. Sexual identity, getting to know yourself, and then a coming out story. So let's talk about it a little bit. Welcome my guest, Ivy.
Hello.
The one and only.
The infamous.
Let's not get started. We just got on here.
Yes.
What you been up to, though? Talk to me a little bit before we talk to the people.
Working, trying to get into my craft of yapping. So just really trying to capitalize on that. So I'm really excited to be here today and do just that.
Yeah, I already know you came on here to yap, and I can't wait to hear you because I'm going to be yapping back. Well, you've been out on the road a little bit. You've been traveling a little bit. Tell us about your travel. How that's been?
Yes. So my goal this year was to take a trip a month for my mental health. So I have taken a trip literally every month outside of the state of Arkansas, regardless of where that's been. Most recently, I went to the Bahamas for my dirty 30.
Oh, yeah?
I know. I think I'm going to say I'm 29 plus one because 30 just haven't hit me yet. But I had an eye appointment just before I got here and I saw age 30. I was like,
devastating.
Am I here yet?
Yeah, you
Am
never
I here yet? But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. So
okay, the Bahamas. I know you had a good time. I really can't even hate on you, man. I love the Bahamas.
Beautiful. It was beautiful.
I've been a couple times. Is this your first time going?
Yes.
Yeah. What did you enjoy the most about it?
I think I enjoyed the cruise because I took a cruise from Miami to the Bahamas, and that was great. And really, we went to like Stirrup Cay, which is like Norwegian's island. So it's like the Bahamas, but not really. But, you know, the people that work there are true Bohemians. Yeah. So I really enjoyed that.
Okay. Sounds good. You got to take you another trip and go back and just like live, like stay amongst the locals.
Yes, because they were hilarious. And so I know I will have a great time if I go to the actual island.
The main island.
It's in the works. It's in the works. I really want to keep that goal next year to do a trip a month, but we shall see.
Yeah, we're going to find out. Next time you go, you got to go try conch if you didn't have conch.
I don't even eat oysters.
You don't? Well, you got to try oysters too. Oysters are fire. I think we had this conversation before. Oysters are lit. You got to try them too.
And my favorite restaurant is the Oyster Bar, and I am not eating oysters.
You got to try it.
I'll pass on that.
We're going to see if we can change your mind. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the details, the nitty gritty of the day. Tell me a little bit about, before we talk about that, who was your first crush?
Oh. It was this young lady. I think I was like in 5th grade, 6th grade. And I lived in Arkadelphia at the time, and I was a hair braider. Yeah. And
in the 5th and 6th grade, you was braiding hair?
Oh, yes.
You been getting to that money for a long time.
Absolutely. So my mom was a hairstylist, of course, a kitchen hairstylist, but she was doing her thing with them 27 pieces.
Yeah. She gonna be so mad when she see that.
She used to do 27 pieces. She used to sell hair. Like, she had her own little business going. And I used to always want to learn how to do hair. And so I picked up on how to braid hair. And so I was starting to do some of the young ladies around the neighborhood hair. And my sister told her friend, who told her friend that I braided hair. And she came over to my house.
I'm screaming.
Yeah.
And you was like,
I was like, oh yeah.
Okay.
She's
that was your moment.
Yeah. She's very attractive.
Yeah.
So,
and that was 5th and 6th grade?
Yeah.
5th and 6th grade. Okay. Me personally, I don't even remember what grade I was, but I think it was before 5th and 6th grade. We used to live out in the country, like right on the outskirts of the city limits. And I remember, this is gonna be wild when I tell it. I remember how I used to like be fascinated. My sister played basketball and she played for the Knicks. Shout out to the Knicks, everybody who was on the Knicks team back in Pee Wee basketball. My mom was a coach. She's a coach. So we had this picture like up in our house of like the team. And we didn't have many pictures up, but we had that one up. And it was just one girl on the photo, man. I'm going to name drop too because I want the people to know. But Nicole Pauser was so fine to me. And obviously I was a child. I wasn't using the word fine, but I remember just always being fixated on her and the photo. And like, I was always around her. Like I was like the little ball kid because my sister's like 7 years older than me. So I was young. I was super young. As I say that, if she was like in the 5th and 6th grade, man, I was like second grade or something like that. It was wild for me to like really know like, oh, she's like, I liked her. But it was like, I didn't have that experience again for a long time because I'm really kind of picky and bougie. And I guess I always kind of been like that. Gotta be because I can't do it. But Nicole Pauser was my first crush. Now, when I thought about it, like sit down and really came to it, that was what that was. I was liking her, I guess. Yeah. But that's weird.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't name drop because my crush is newly married. So
she married to Nicole Pauser, married to my cousin. I do not care. I do not care. Is your crush still bad though?
Yes, for her age, I guess, because like like once they're younger, like I can't think about that now because like I'm thinking about when we were younger. But she was older than me, of course. Yeah. But yeah, she still looks very attractive. I think I'm less attracted to her now, but
definitely I'm less attracted to her.
But yeah, she's still attractive. Yes.
Okay. All right. I think I'm definitely less attracted to my first crush. Not that there's anything wrong, but I got a kind of different taste now. Yeah. Anyway. Moving on. So tell me about that experience, like your first gay experience, like you're coming out, like when because obviously you probably had it before you told somebody.
Oh, absolutely.
But like tell me about that first experience, like, oh no, I'm gay for real.
Yeah, so I kind of lived in a really small area and Arkadelphia. and like so then it wasn't very prominent for people to like you wouldn't see a lot of like gay relationships, lesbian relationships. And if they were, of course, people like, didn't treat them very well. So I kind of kept it under wraps. And I would say that this person was definitely a very popular ball player. And so
you had a crush on the hooper?
Yeah, she was a hooper.
Y'all love them athletes, boy.
Well,
I can't tell you too much because I'm an athlete, but
she was. We'll discuss who it is later,
okay.
And you'll be like, "Oh yeah, she's attractive." But anywho,
maybe
she is. But yeah, just I kind of kept that relationship under wraps just because I just didn't want it out there because I didn't want like the backlash of everything. Also, I was heavy in church, and just hearing about everything with church and having the lifestyle of that, I just didn't want to have to deal with that. However, when I moved to Hot Springs, I dated a couple guys, but like we didn't date for long, right? And after that, that's when I was just like, my ex-best friend had moved to Hot Springs as well, and she had came out, and it was like, it seemed like it was like a tornado of women, just everybody coming out. And the weirdest thing that we used to call it, so they only liked one woman, but they still liked guys, not me. They only liked one woman, but they still liked guys, and they called it tri-bi.
Oh, I never heard that.
Never heard of that.
Like just coming up with stuff.
Why don't we just come up with things? That's like this 6-7 stuff. I'm like, what is that? What is that?
Yeah.
But anywho, so yeah, and it just went on from there, and I've just been with women ever since.
Yeah. So that's a lot. It's a lot to unpack in what you said, and I'm glad you like kind of introduced some of it. But you said, you were really heavy in church. So how like did you like balance like coming out your sexuality as well as like your faith?
Yeah. So I always say only God can judge me. Like all of the blessings that I have, everything. I feel like if none of that has ever stopped or I haven't been like in like a really bad space or anything like that, because, you know, God know how to move. And so I just feel as though as long as I'm still being truly blessed and I'm still keeping up with my faith and I'm still believing in him, praising him, going to church and tithing and doing all of that, only God can judge me. I don't care what the next person says. Just like when I'm in church now and I listen to, you know, sermons of different pastors and things like that, like I really truly feel like that's just like your interpretation of the Bible. Thank you for giving me the message. I understand the lesson. I'm going to interpret that how I want to interpret it, because that's exactly what you're doing as you're giving the word. So.
Right. I like that. I think for me, that balance, it took me some time to get into that.
Yeah.
I remember a distinct moment. I was in college. It was like my sophomore, junior year in college. And I didn't really come out to college. I know your story is different. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But one of my friends, I was talking, I was like, man, I don't know if I really, like, I'm scared to like come out and like just be gay, because one, bro, I want to be blessed. I want to be successful. You know, I'm a Scorpio. I'm very ambitious. I'm chasing everything that I desire. And that kind of like,
sister.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want nothing to come in between that. Like, I don't want to not get my blessings because of, you know, the people I'm choosing to love. And I literally remember saying that, and it was like it was a room full of men. And because all my friends were like men at the time. And he looked at me in my eyes and he was like this was the dumbest thing I've ever said. He said, what does that have to do with you being successful? And like, that meant everything to me. And I never even questioned that when he said that. It's like, you do know God loves prostitutes. He loves like everybody. Like, how is that going to prevent him from using his purpose through you? Like your purpose to do what he wants you to do. And it really dawned on me. I'm like, bro, you're right. Yeah. It's crazy that a man brought that to my, to my idea. But I'm like, bro, you're right. I never thought about that. And then after that, it was like, I just took off. I was cool with being me, comfortable with like, you know, doing this that I wanted to do. I'm like not a super private person. The people holding the podcast think that.
I'm definitely private.
I'm not a super private person, but it's not like I'm trying to keep things a secret. It's just like, I'll just be doing my own thing. I'm just cool. But it took me some time coming into that, like with my faith, because I love God. I talk about God on this podcast all the time. I talk to God with my friends. But if it is a sin, I don't want to get into deep in that. Yeah. But that's not the only sin that there is.
Literally. And that's why I try to get people to understand, like, they always pull up like the abomination, like all of these kind of things. And I'm just like, says who? You? Like, and you know, of course I read the Bible, I read the verse and everything, and how I interpret it, it doesn't apply to me. Yeah. And that's exactly how everyone else uses the Bible, based on their own interpretations. Thanks. And all I have to do is pray about it. And I know that if God gives me a sign or anything like that, I'm listening. Facts. I'm listening, and I'm taking heed to that. But just hearing how everybody has their own opinion about everyone's life, and a lot of times when we hear those opinions about people from the people that, you know, their lives are
would I listen to you?
In shambles. Like, your life is in shambles, and you have so much opinion about my life, right, and my sexuality. Yeah. But who I am and my sexuality is not all that I am.
That's a fact.
Look at my resume.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Like, I'm so much deeper and so much more than my sexuality. But if that's all that you can see, then my space is not meant for you. Right.
So that's I'm glad you said that too, because society is kind of weird, right? Especially like when you look at people who don't identify with the LGBTQ community, and then you look at, you know, us. I don't think we sexualize ourselves as much as they sexualize us.
Like, growing up hearing that, why would you want to be with a woman? Or
ding ding.
Look.
Bingo.
And I look at men and I'm like, why do you want to be with a woman?
Thank you.
Do you not see these beautiful human beings? Like, of course, I want that. I need that. I need that.
I need that.
Like, there's nothing beautiful in this world than a woman. Yeah. And just being able to be with a woman and like, so I date masculine presenting women. Of course, I've had relations and other things with feminine women as well, but majority of the women that I've dated have been masculine presenting. And everybody says, if you want to sell, why don't you date a guy? Underneath those clothes, that's a woman.
Emphasis underneath
that is a woman, and I'm going to treat her as a woman. Like, I'm going to rub her feet, I'm going to cater to her and things like that. I don't believe in gender roles in my relationship. I will take out the trash. Like, I can open your door. Like,
you go 50-50 on bills.
So, you know what's funny about that is I'm typically, it's more like 90-10. Yeah. I'm the 90, they're the 10. And I've gotten out of that.
Okay.
Because I've dated a lot of like younger, I shouldn't say younger, but people that were younger than me that may not have.
Not as mature.
Yes. That may not have had that mental capacity or that success in their life like I do. And so as long as you're doing everything you have to do like at home, and you know, we could do 50-50, but I think it's really me putting in more than my partner. So
yeah. That is really cool. I'm glad that you are a woman who, you know, functions like that.
Well, it's not like that now. I'm definitely dating older. And since I've been dating...
Well, outside the young bucks, you know, the way that you approach dating women, I really think that's really cool because everybody don't function like that. I think that's cool.
They don't. And I'm not going to talk about this certain group of young ladies, but I will say there are a group of women that date women that will sexualize and make their woman feel like a man, or like if they're masculine presenting, like you should take out the trash, you should pay out the bills,
with the
you
gender
should
roles, and we the same
with
gender.
the gender roles, and I'm like, that is a woman too. That is a woman as well. So why are you treating her as if she's a male?
Exactly.
Go get you a man.
I think a lot of women, you know, present even like the masculine presenting women, they present the idea of, you know, the male, I don't need a man, because I'll be on that too. I don't need no man. I'll be changing my oil and doing this different type of stuff, but I'm not trying to be a man. Yeah. That's two different conversations there. Yeah. But let's go back to, we were talking about like how people outside the LGBTQ community, how they, you know, over-sexualize us. And I think that's really weird. When, for specifics, you just said, like, have you ever seen a woman? Like, she's one of the most beautiful things in the world. I completely agree. But I think, like, people who are in, you know, relationships that are not same sex, I don't really think they be liking each other for real. Because if the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of relationships, you think about sex, that's odd to me.
Literally.
Yeah, that's super weird. Because, like, do you guys connect emotionally, mentally, physically? Obviously the physical thing, but like psychologically, like there's a lot of different things that I think when you're dating a woman, that connection is just completely different. And to be real, I got friends who are men and I would never date them. Yeah. Ever. Yeah. And I love them to death. I love them to death. They're going to say something after they see this podcast. But I like, that's dead for me. Yeah. I don't, like, when you talk about men, they be on some different stuff that I really just can't function. I'm just a different being. I don't, that type of time, and it's completely different. Yeah. For me, and I don't play games. I get like right to it. And the connection for me has to be a lot deeper than just like, what can you do for me right now? Yeah. Yeah.
And I think also bringing up like sexualizing lesbian relationships, like that's the first thing that people talk about. Yeah. And it's like,
why would I want a woman like we got the same parts?
Exactly. It's or right. how can you like how can you procreate? Like, oh, there's ways now. Like, thank you to technology. But it's just like we have all the things to be self-fulfilling in our relationships on a woman and a woman relationship than I do a woman and a male. I think having that male perspective in a relationship stems from, of course, history, and then also having that provider and, you know, somebody to be masculine, dominant in a relationship. And I think sometimes when you think about it, it's like, why can't I instill that in myself? And I can have that dominance. I can be a provider and things like that, and also see the same thing in my partner. So like we can you can be the provider one day. I could be the provider one day. You could be dominant. I could be dominant. Like, and it's a balance. So I think
agree with that. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, because in Xing out those gender roles, you can do that.
Absolutely.
And I think that's sort of kind of like the key to having like a healthy relationship. And one of the keys to having a healthy relationship is having that balance in dominancy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I like the balance and the dominancy, the concepts that you brought with there. That's a good way to put it. I myself am a provider. I guess as we can get that. I don't want my wife don't pay no bills right now.
Yeah.
So I just get right to it.
That's a lucky one.
I ain't got them type of problems where everything she asks for, I try to do. I ain't perfect, but I do my thing with that. But,
but my thing with that is...
And I ain't trying to pretend to be no man. That's a fact.
See, people, like, they used to call me, like, I have trick behavior because, like, I'm always giving out.
Be tricking. It gets tricking.
Not technically, because... not making it seem transactional, but like I'm getting what I need as well. And if what I need is not you paying half of the bills, then that's fulfilling to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if you need somebody to pay half of the bills and things like that, that's fulfilling to the next person. But that's just not what I need for fulfillment. And also too, my mother was big on making me and my sister very independent women. Like, when it comes to something being broken in the house, I'm fixing it.
And that's how women raise their kids now.
Literally.
Did your dad live with you?
So,
or like growing
up? It was like the later part of my life, my mom was a single parent, but like the earlier part of my life, my mom wasn't a single parent.
Yeah.
But that later part of the life where she was a single parent, it really did put a lot of like independence in me and my sister to really like make sure that we're getting all of these key things that we need to be successful grown adults. Like my sister is a successful business owner right now. Me, I went to college and I graduated and I'm in my career. And so all of the things that I've built up, that was me. And so I'm at the point like, I don't need anybody. Like if I go the rest of my life being single, I'll be fine with that. Maybe. I'll be fine with that.
I like to be warm at night.
I'll be fine with that, maybe. But seriously, like I'm very independent and I definitely pride myself on my independence. And sometimes that can be intimidating to
men. Yeah, absolutely.
Or to
women.
A woman, me being in a relationship with someone and I'm like, I don't need you to do that. I got it. Or especially somebody that has that provider behavior. But I also found that somebody that has that provider behavior and I treat them like a princess, it's like the provider just left immediately. Yeah. Like, oh, I'm going to be a princess then if you're going to treat me like a princess.
Never been treated that way before. So, of course, absorption.
Yes. So
I got you. Okay, so let's pivot a little bit. What do you think about like media and society? Has that ever influenced you into like you're okay with your gayness? Or you know how I'm gonna get to the point. The reason I'm asking this question. You know how on Disney like people are like boycotting Disney because they have all like have you ever seen the movie Lightyear?
I have not.
Lightyear is really good. It's about this woman who was an astronaut. It's based on her life story. And then in Lightyear, she also like was married to a woman and then they kissed on screen.
Okay.
People were like flabbergasted that Disney would do something like that. What do you think about that type of stuff in media? Do you think that seeing things like that growing up, did that influence you into being gay?
No. I would say I pride myself on being my own person and making my own decisions based off my own discernment. But I do feel like in modern day, we are seeing a lot of representation on TV. I love it when it's genuine. I don't like it when it's forced. Some people may hate me when I say this, but I'm going to say it. Why was Spider-Man kissing someone? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that character did not have to, like, in one of the comics they've made, Spider-Man, fluid, I'll say. And
I ain't ever seen that.
Yes, they made a comic where they had him kissing a guy. That was unnecessary to me. And so I feel like, they say sometimes that lesbians are homophobic as well. And
I very much am. Stuff
I have
be too
my
gay
moments
for me.
sometimes where I just, especially with us being, in our skin for so long and having this identity for so long, it's just like I've seen a lot, I've dealt with a lot, and I know a lot. And so it's just like when things like that are forced on screen, I think it's disingenuous and it's a poor representation of,
absolutely,
trying to raise awareness of, LGBTQ plus IA. See, all of that.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Some of it can be a little much for me, too.
Let me be politically correct, but,
because I don't want them to come for us.
Exactly.
But I stand on my 10 that they do, because I'm in completely agreement with you. Like, I'm not homophobic by no means. I don't really care about, because how can I be homophobic? I'm gay.
Exactly.
I don't really care about what anybody else is doing in their life as long as it's not hurting other people. So that was another question that I had, too, was like, why do you think straight people are just so over encompassed into like our journeys and what we're doing and what we're doing with? Mm-hmm. For me, like I said, I don't care. I had a kid when I was in Northwest Arkansas teaching. Mm-hmm. I can't even remember the kid's name, but they were born female and they wanted to present as a male. That was the smartest kid in my class. Mm-hmm. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
I'm finna call you by whatever name you want to be called for so you can feel seen, included, and valued in my classroom setting, because that does not matter to me at all. People were like in an uproar, are always in an uproar about things like that. How do you feel about that?
So I think when heterosexual people have a lot of I think it's all based out of curiosity. It's curiosity, and some on the other coin, it's like you may not be living in your truth. And that you have this curiosity to want to explore, but the same thought process that we had before coming out, they have the same now in their adulthood. And and they're probably afraid of society, because I know I could probably be one. Like if someone I'll say bisexuals, I'm like, about on some things, but also I feel like, people just aren't living in their truth, and they have that curiosity to want to explore, but they let society influence
them. Tell them what they should, how they should feel and what they should desire. And
exactly.
And they project that onto other people with hate, which is really odd to me.
Yeah. And I just think that people just really take the time to reflect on who they are, who they want to be, and who they want to explore, and X out all of the other thoughts of, other people just getting in their heads about who they want them to be and who they should be.
Right.
Yeah. Because who wants to live like that? Like, I can't imagine me living in the light of somebody else or thinking about what other people think. And that's just not mentally healthy to me. I think that's just scorpion you, though. Yeah.
I really don't care.
I care, but I don't.
Yeah. Which means I don't. All right. So let's get back to your main story. Who was the first person you came out to, like you were comfortable with, them enough to tell them about it, and why them?
So I came out to, of course, all of the ladies that were, no. The first time was my sister. And I think my sister was, I'll say she was trying to get a better understanding of I think it was more of she wanted to get a better understanding why, but she wasn't judgmental. And she didn't bash me or anything, because of course she knew about me in the hoopah, but she didn't know the extent of everything. And I think the more that she saw me living in my truth of who I am and who I wanted to be, I feel like she became more okay with it. And I think after that, she was her husband now. When he first found out about it, I don't think he was necessarily on board. Of course, he was in high school too. But of course, people growing up a certain way and things like that. And I found out that he had told my mother. And I was on my way going to a party one day, and my mom called me into the room and she was like, "You got something you want to tell me?"
I don't.
I said, no. She said, "Don't worry about it. We'll talk after you come back from that party." When I tell you the whole night, that's all I thought about at the party. I could barely enjoy myself. But once I got home, I tried to sneak away in my bed. But like how our house was, it was like a, I think they call it, like you had to go through my room to get to my mom's room, essentially. So when she saw me get in the bed, like really quick, she was like,
Yeah, she wanted to talk.
Come on in. And she wanted to have the conversation. And it was a scary thing to me because it was just like, okay, this makes it like really real because now I'm about to tell, my parentals about this. And so basically she was just like, "What is this that I hear about you, liking women?" And I was just like, "I like girls." And she was just like, "Well, I don't necessarily agree with that." And I'm just like, "Well, Mom, no, I don't know that you don't agree with that because we've never had this conversation before."
Yeah.
And I think that's another key thing. And like when your kids come to you and they're counting on you to be a safe space, regardless if you agree with it or not, be that safe space in that moment. Be open to curiosity and understanding what your child is going through or why they feel that way, and go from there. Like, I really am glad that I had the experience that I had, even though I will say my mom definitely went through like all of the stages of acceptance. She went through denial. Oh, that's her friend. Not my friend. But like all of the stages of acceptance until she is like how she is today. And it took her some time to get there, but I am very grateful for the family that I have that was super supportive and like was always there for me and was, like I said, open to curiosity and understanding, like, why I am choosing to be or why I am who I am. Yeah. And so I love that. And my dad at first, he's the absent parent, but that's a story for another day. Ooh. But he also, kind of went through his stages as well of acceptance. But there's no one in my family that's unknowing. There's no one in my life that's unknowing. There's no one that I have to hide who I am to anybody, even at work. Everybody knows who I am. And I remember one day we were having a D&I conversation around belonging, and it came up that I was a lesbian. And the guy that is actually gay, he was like, "I did not know." I was just like, yeah, typically when people see me, of course, I don't know. I guess I gotta have piercings.
Yeah, what looks gay?
What looks gay?
What looks gay?
And I'm just like, I
can tell you what looks gay because I'm like, that's gay.
As they come.
Yeah.
I'm as gay as they come. And so it's just like, but yeah, just coming out was an experience, and I don't regret anything. And I'm, like I said, I'm just really grateful for the people that I have in my life that truly loves and care about me and don't see my identity. They see me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, me, I think the first people that ever came out was like my best friends, minus Hash Brown. I did come out to him initially. I don't think he really found out until college, but my best friends, Ty and JT. And it came out because like I was in, first of all, before I get into the actual point where I'm coming to the accepting part, so many girls would try to talk to me in school, and it would anger me so bad because get away from me. I don't want to. First of all, you're not attracted to me at all. Don't like you. So I don't even think I'm gay at this point. Like, I don't like you. 2, I didn't want nobody to see them talking to me just because of coming from the Black community. Like, I'm in church heavy, like stuff like that. Yeah. I was really rejective of it at first. Didn't even really think I liked girls because at that time I was like dating guys.
Yeah.
that was like my norm. Like I was a basketball player. I've dated some friends. And they brothers. So
the friends.
Yeah. So I the whole thing that, I've come through is like, it's been a process for me too. So when I got into high school, it wasn't until my senior year where I like talked to my first girl. Can't even say dated for real.
Yeah.
But talked to the first girl. And it's because they was blowing me up.
Mm-hmm.
They was in my DMs hard. And I remember coming up here to Little Rock. I played AAU basketball. I came to Little Rock and I was hanging out with like some of my AAU teammates, and one of their friends, like, it really, really shocked me, and it gave me the ick, and it made me like super nervous. And this is before, obviously, I started talking to girls. She sat in my lap. And I don't want these people here to think I'm gay.
Yeah.
Two, I don't really know her like that. She was beautiful, but like I don't really know her like that. And I don't, like, I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So when I came back and I told the homies, and they was like, okay, so like, let's see what she looked like. They said, oh, you tripping. You gonna have to yada, 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 yada. And I'm like, okay, that may be the case, but I'm like, I don't like know how I feel about that. It's like, man, just do it for me, please. Like, just try it and see, like, so I didn't talk to her. But like after that, like once they start blowing me up, I just start conversating. And I realized that conversation with the girls were way better than with the guys. That was my first thing. It's like, oh, I might be gay for real.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoy talking to them. I would go to like their homes and I would be very receptive. Like people love me. I haven't had many problems with like people's parents.
Oh, me either.
Yeah,
they love me.
Yeah, I come in, I'm good.
Day.
I don't have any issues because just being naturally myself. Graduation parents from that, gifts from their parents and stuff like that. But I really I ain't gonna get into all that. I ain't gonna get into all that. But I had a lot of girls who like thought I was really cool, and I was like, it always started off as friends first, and then like, oh, okay, I really don't like you like that.
Yeah.
But we had a group chat called KEU. Carissa Aaron University.
Okay.
Just and the homies used to just help me keep like, I don't know if I like her. And we used to talk about it and debate it, but that's really like how it kind of started for me. And then like my first real relationship was freshman year in college. Never done anything on a sexual note or anything, just hanging out with different people. And I was like, okay, I don't like them. But when I first got in college, I was like, oh, I like her for real.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell my mom, getting to my coming out story. I didn't tell my mom until the summer after, no. It was my sophomore year in college. The summer after sophomore year in college, she was a freshman. She didn't have nowhere to go. Like she could have went home to live with her grandmother or whatever. But her mom like had some, she was addicted on stuff, and her dad was like non-existent. So like she came home and she stayed with us. I remember like helping her pack her stuff up, and I just called my mom. I was like, Mom, she don't got nowhere to go. My mom was like, bring her home. Like that's like just who my mom is. My friends could go to my mom's house, like any of them. People I don't have relationships with like that, but like just like really close friends can come stay at my mama's house. My mama will wash their clothes. My mama keep their kids. Like my mama is that parent for like all my friends.
That's how my mom was.
Yeah, who don't really have parents. Like she's just super solid.
Yeah.
So when she came home, she had to stay in my room.
Yeah.
All the time, like this my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And my mom be like, your friend, this, that, and that. And I just had to I just kind of told her, I was like, this is my girlfriend. And I never said that's my girlfriend. I just was like saying like my girlfriend. Just and then she was just like, it wasn't weird.
Yeah.
I think she went through those stages too, not anger or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I just remember like us being in the living room and she had her feet on my lap and somebody was there and my mama got upset. And I was like, okay. But for me, I'm the type of person where if you're not going to accept me for who I am, like you don't got to talk to me. I'm an asshole when it comes to that. I really don't care. Yeah. And I remember like I went like a week, I didn't answer my mama's phone call, and come home. Like she was blowing me up, trying to figure out. And I never told her that was the reason why, but she fell in line really quickly because she loved me, and I think she kind of knew. So I didn't have no issues after that. My dad literally just found out, that I have like in the longevity of the relationship that I've currently been in, just like the situation. He just found that out literally a couple months ago.
Okay.
And I was like, we don't have conversations for real. So what I'm finna tell you for?
I was still trying to figure out why my mama thought it was important to call my dad. I'm like, when the last time you talked to him?
Yeah, you gonna bring in my business.
We're bringing my business for what?
Yeah, it was no real reason to even bring them people in. So as like we get talking about that, like what was the hardest part about you coming out? Just the acceptance?
I would definitely say that moment in like telling my mom and not being aware of what her reaction would be. just because, like I said, it's not something that's totally easy, especially then when we were younger. But I feel like as life has gone on, like I said, I don't regret anything. But I think that was like the hardest thing, because just not knowing her reaction and knowing how she would accept me, because I knew at that point, this is who I am. I'm not changing. Like this is who I am. This is what it is. And I want you to accept me. I want you to love me and all the things. And like I said, she came around to it. I remember she said, what girls come over the house, are like that? I'm like, I don't know. She said, well, I'm gonna just stop all of them from coming.
Oh man, she was on one.
But it was fine, because like it was someone over like shortly after that. But my mom, she was the kind of parent that she knew she raised responsible daughters. Mm-hmm. So because we always told her where we were, like if we were staying out later or whatever, she knew we were all responsible. Well, we both were responsible. So I think maybe she went based off of that more so, in knowing that I would be responsible in the decisions that I made moving forward. And I think I did a pretty good job of showing her that, I'm not going to be irresponsible with me, my lifestyle and, the things that I decide to do. So I think that is kind of what made her a little bit more accepting to everything.
Yeah. Okay. So her response to it was kind of similar to like any parents respond to when their kids start dating. It really wasn't just about like that at first. Well, at first it might have been, but then afterwards it was like that.
Yeah, and I think she may have needed like that. Okay, I need to be a parent. I need to like show that I don't. But I think she ultimately removed herself and thought of her daughter. Okay. Like, this is my child at the end of the day. Yeah. I'm going to love her regardless. And I think that is the key thing that a lot of parents need to instill in that moment that they're having with their child. Like, that is your child. That thought process you had when you were a mother, knowing that you will protect your child at any cost, have that same thing in protecting their peace, their mental state, and their mental health. By if they're bringing you something like this, you be their mother, you be their parent, you be supportive, and like I said, being open to curiosity and understanding.
Amen to that. Amen to that. I think maybe the way you're describing your coming out story was similar to, again, like you said, like a parent with their kid newly dating. Maybe how a parent has to respond when their kid like gets pregnant. So I think you had a healthy, like, it wasn't too bad when you came out. I know a lot of people, they don't like parents, like families cut them off. Like it's like odd to see things like that, like just because of who they love, they don't want to deal with you anymore, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, and I think my mama, she dealt with a lot of her like things when she was like upset with us about maybe if we did make a bad decision or something like that. I think she dealt with a lot of that like internally into herself. Like she didn't want to. Like, it was some moments where, of course, she may have, like, was mad at us and, we got in trouble and things of that nature. But I think for a lot of things that were, like, sacred, like finding out my sister was pregnant and, like, finding out my lifestyle, I think she suppressed a lot of her emotions and dealt with those, like, external. Yeah. Because in that moment, she knew she needed to be our mother and be supportive, or maybe supportive is not a good word, but be understanding to the situation and not escalate it. So I think I do appreciate her for that, like not lashing out and like
that's not common in the black community. So you really got a good story to tell in that.
Yeah, she didn't do a lot of like lashing out on us, like so. I always say I can count how many whoopings I had in my life. And people are like, you can count? I'm like, yeah, I only had 3. 2 by my mom, 1 by my dad. Yeah. And
I don't think my dad has ever whooped me. So
well, that one that I got by my dad wasn't supposed to happen. And when it did happen, my mom was very upset.
I can understand.
Very upset. Very upset.
So we get ready close to the end. I want to get into some nitty gritty before we get up out of here. What's your type? You said it a little bit earlier, but like, and then tell us like, why is that your type? Like, what is that? What is that about a woman that makes you like that?
So for all the people that know me that are watching, zip it. Okay? Don't be.
Now y'all get in these comments, let us know if she lying.
Get in the comments. Because people would typically say that my type is light skin with locks. And they'll leave it at that. And I'm like, okay, I understand. If you look at like my history of women that I've dated, they're pretty much lighter toned with locks. However, I think it's deeper than that. And I think, and I'll start from the beginning. Like I said, I had that provider spirit. So in the beginning of me dating, like I was the provider. I did X, Y, and Z. I did, you know, above and beyond for my relationships and for the people that I were dating.
Why is that? Why I keep hearing you saying like your desire to make them, you know, feel like princesses or whatever. What is that? Do you want them to feel like they need you, or are you a love bomber? Like, what is it?
So me, no, not a love bomber because they would tell me first. But anywho, I think more so because me growing up and seeing my mom have that caring spirit of like opening her home to literally everyone. I can tell you it's not one of her friends, one of our family members that has not lived in the house with us for any amount of time, right? And so just seeing her always being that caring person, it's just like, I don't know. I think that kind of like rubbed off on me. And so, and also too, like I'm always a person about development. Like if I see that you in need or anything, like people don't typically say I'm the plug. Like if you need a job, if you need this, I know the person because
so
I'm a networker.
You got a servant, like a servant spirit. So that's how you function.
Exactly. Okay. And so when I'm dating someone, I feel like if you don't need me in any capacity, then why am I here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was my mindset. Therapy changed that.
Yeah.
Therapy changed that for me to realize that I don't have to be Captain Save everybody. I don't have to be Captain Save everybody all the time. Yeah. Like I can be independent and I could date somebody that's also independent. Yeah. And me standing and me being very active in my therapy, I think has really reshaped my thinking when it comes to dating. And I just don't stand for a lot of the things that I used to anymore. Like,
so what are you attracted to now? You said you're attracted to independency?
Yeah. So somebody that's independent, somebody that's ambitious, which was one of my things before, because I'm a minimalistic person. I don't require a lot. But yes, you have to be ambitious. You have to have something going for yourself. Like something. And also stability. And faithfulness. That was something that I always struggled with in all my relationships. And so having someone that I don't have to think or worry about you and somebody else.
Absolutely.
It's like a breath of fresh air.
Absolutely. I think I've only really gotten like girlfriends claiming 3. And the other ones was like, again, the chit chat, like in high school, that ain't really nothing for real. Or even my freshman year of college, like 3. And like my current situation, I don't have to worry like the loyalty, the faithfulness. Don't have to worry about none of that. And that makes me feel really good, like solid. Because in my first 2 relationships, that was questionable.
Yeah.
So to like the faithfulness is extremely, extremely important to me. Like that is one of the main things that I was searching for. Not this entire time, obviously, but you know, as you go through relationships, you grow and you understand, just like you said, learning what you need and what you value in relationships. And that was a big one. So I can understand why you say that.
Yeah. You know how they always say, like, you know something's wrong with somebody and you're like, bless your heart. Bless my ex's heart. Honey. Because they
off the chain.
Ooh.
Okay, we ain't gonna get into that. That's another story for another day. Have you ever dated a man?
Yeah, when I was younger.
When you were younger? Okay, what was that like? What was the difference between dating him compared to dating hers?
Do you know how many ladies I've dated? And to go back to like
I don't know
what I did in 6th, 7th grade.
Oh, so you haven't dated the man since you've been like...
no. I've been openly and actively a lesbian since 7th grade. Yeah.
Ooh, you got some experience on you, girl.
So I can say, that's a tough one. Because I mean, I was young, and
I understand. You really can't answer the question because it was so young ago.
Yeah.
For me, I think the last dude I was interested in was freshman year of college.
Mm-hmm.
We used to hang out a lot. I don't think I was ever attracted to him.
Yeah.
For real, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was doing it because something to do and it was nothing to do.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever been really like the man like that, for real.
Mm-hmm.
When we go back to the original conversation, you said, like, what are you attracted to?
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people I ain't that gay.
Oh, I am.
I ain't that gay.
When I tell you, I am the epitome of a lesbian. Like, so
You've never been attracted to a man in your adult years.
This is so funny, like, because I wish my line sister was here. She would tell you. She always says, like, because when we're around other people, and she's like, "Oh, you think this guy look good, right?" And then I'll look like, and she's like, "Yeah, she don't compliment men or like look at men and say, oh, they're handsome, they're attractive, or whatever." Honestly, in my way of thinking, I'm a lesbian. That's my wheelhouse. That's what I'm focused on as women. Like I have no say so. And if a man is attractive or if he's ugly or anything like that, you would never
look at him and say
you
if
would
he's
never
handsome
hear
or not.
me say that a man is attractive, a man is handsome, or if a man is even ugly. That's not my place. That has nothing to do with me.
I can tell you if a man look good. That Jalen Hurts. You ain't never looked at Jalen Hurts and was like, that man is beautiful. Mm-hmm. Never?
No.
Oh my goodness. Idris Elba.
That's just a man to me. Like, honestly,
Michael B. Jordan. No, none of these men do it for you.
If you think about that, right? And also think about how, as I think about how I look at women, like, there's women that are they're cute, but like what somebody else would be like, oh my gosh, she's like a baddie.
She made
who they are and
cool.
all of that. I'm like, oh, she all right.
She all right.
Literally, like, for instance, I'll say Miss Kalani. Everybody thinks that lady is
she ain't that. She don't look that good to me.
Oh my goodness! Like, I'm so glad that's like my first time, like, really hearing that. Like, I think she is a beautiful woman, but she's not. I don't find her attractive.
She don't do it for me at all.
She does.
Her
not
personality
do it for me.
is so off. She's not really a good person.
You talk about Sanaa Lathan. You talk about Taraji P. Henson, Nia Long. Oh, now we talking.
They cool too.
Cool.
Yeah, they cool too.
Those are some beautiful women.
They cool too.
Beautiful women.
Speaking of beautiful women, I think his name Moses.
Cammie Crawford.
Who was that?
She's Scorpio too.
Yeah. I'm gonna look her up here in a minute.
On Catfish, his co-host.
Neve?
Yeah, on Catfish. The TV show? His co-host?
I thought it was a male.
Oh, you
were way behind. In a very long time.
Yeah, very long time. His co-host, Cammie Crawford. When I say that is a
I'm gonna go look her up.
Beautiful woman.
I'm gonna look her up so I can see what she look like, so I can tell you yes or no. We're gonna do that. There's somebody I want to put the pod on though. His TikTok name is Stories by Moses, and when I tell you he like has a cinematic like TikTok where he just like videos black women like just standing in the crowd like doing their own thing. Sometimes they be looking at the camera, sometimes they smile, they have little things they be doing. But when I tell you I be like just scrolling on that man TikTok, boy, one of the most beautiful things in the world is a black woman. I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna put you on the TikTok in a minute when we leave out of here. Boy, I'll tell you, they so bad, so beautiful. But I like the women that everybody like would be crazy over is like you're cool.
Literally.
But I think it's because obviously I'm more attracted to like who people are, like their natural well being.
That's that Scorpio in us.
Yeah, I don't really care like because you could be like super bad and not be a good person and like yuck.
Yeah.
So,
No,
like, it'd be dead
seriously,
for me.
that is a complete turn off and an immediate no for me. Like, you could be, like you said, you could be the baddest thing
No,
walking.
I'm straight. I'm good on you.
I'm good.
I'm good on you specifically. I'm good. Okay. I think there's one more thing I gotta ask you. What would you want like younger LGBTQ kids to like get out of your story, or to like, you know, what's something you could say to support them? Like before we wrap it up, like, do you have any advice? Or for parents, like you said a lot of things about like your mom and her support story. Like, what would you give to the pod for people who don't know how to handle that?
Well, I can definitely say I see a lot now in schools. Like, of course, it's easier to identify like the masculine presenting, you know, young ladies, but I feel like now the way society has really changed and reshaped everything, I think that I would just say I applaud you for taking that first step of even coming out and living in your truth and being exactly who you are and who you want to be, unapologetically. But I would say to be able to maintain that, don't just go for anything, right?
Absolutely.
Because I'll say that, of course, you may be attractive and other people are attracted to you, but to save yourself some mental health, it's a mental health crisis, and to save yourself some heartbreak, like really sift through that crowd and of all the women that may come at you and say, oh yeah, I want you look good. That should not be the first thing. What else? Next, I know I look good.
Right.
What's next?
What else is there that you can, you know, provide to even make me be attracted to you at all?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like, don't just take everybody's word for what they see in you. Like, see something in them as well. And like really get to know a person before you jump into a relationship, really get to understand who they are, what they're about, and just to see if that's even the avenue that you want to go down. And I know that, you know, as you're young, it's good to make mistakes, because those are the lessons that will be instilled in you in your adulthood. But learn from those lessons. Don't go back and revisit those lessons. So,
okay. Well, that's solid. There's something we haven't done in a long time, and I've been sitting here trying to figure out how I was going to bring it back, because I don't think I've thought of it much, but I think I got something that can flow with the day, just something nice and neat. There's a part of my segment that we call Weekly Heat. It's been a long time since I've done it. We got a little dance, we go to it. Say Weekly Heat, Weekly Heat, Weekly Heat. We do it twice. Well, we do it 2 or 3 times. I can't remember. And we're going to bring it back. But when I say 1, 2, 3, that's what we're going to do. And you got to do your fingers like that.
Okay.
You need to practice it. You got it.
I need to practice.
Okay.
So we're doing it 3 times. Weekly Heat twice, 3 times. A Weekly Heat.
Weekly Heat.
3 times.
3 times.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. We're going to practice 1, 2, 3.
Weekly Heat. Weekly Heat. Weekly Heat.
Yeah. All right, now this time we do it, you got to be a little bit more in energy.
Okay.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Weekly Heat. Weekly Heat. Weekly Heat. I think we're supposed to do it twice. Anyway, my Weekly Heat for this week, something just to help people get moving, you know, take into your week. Something that can, I think it goes like hand in hand with what we were just talking about. We was talking earlier about like people being homophobic. You see every day on the news, like people just full of hate and doing crazy stuff all the time. So what I kind of want to share with everybody this week is don't let the evil in others destroy the good in you. Yeah. And I think if you focusing on your character and not your reputation, you will move in a world that kind of like just naturally provides love to people when they need it the most. Yeah. And I think we should all be focusing on loving and just being there and supporting each other more than we're focused on hating and condemning people for doing things that you don't agree with, when you need to really be sweeping around your doorstep yourself. So,
yes. Yeah. And I would add piggyback on that and just say, continue to love yourself and love your neighbor. And
amen to that.
And check on your people. Yeah. Like, even though my friends sometimes may not check on me, but they know that they're going to get a call or a text from me.
And vice versa.
Yeah. So just continue to love everyone.
Okay. Well, I appreciate y'all pulling up on us this week. Again, like I said, I'm sorry for leaving you out in the cold so long, but we had some heat for you this week. Looking forward to bringing you many more podcasts. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things. Peace.
This life has been a struggle. I'm still out here milking. Cause I be damned if I don't get it for my children's children. And that's real.